Good morning, everyone. I've done your What's Cracking read and your bonus read, but I had this feeling I needed to do another reading this morning, and I was like, okay, so what deck do I need to use to do an extra reading? Let's use the Tarot of the Night. I don't know why. Sometimes I just want to do an additional read. If I didn't work, I'd be on here all the time. I love it. I just love the way that the universe brings the messages through. But there's a definite feeling today that we are being moved towards this lesson that we need to learn. This idea that we've been doing things a certain way for a while. It's very much the hanged man sort of thing. It's like you need to understand that you've been looking at things from one perspective for a really long time. And it's time now to look at it differently. But I feel like this is really embedded in your psyche. It's not something that's easily recognized. Like, for example, every time I turn on the tap, I burn my hands. So therefore, I need to make sure that the cold water's there first, not the hot water. It's not that simple. This is something that's buried deep within you that is seeking some sort of release here. So you may have been doing a lot of work on yourself, but you may be still trying to understand what this lesson is for you. And it's coming through very, very strongly in the energies this morning. So I'm going to use the Tarot of the Night here to do an additional read. So let's see what we're all about. Eight of Swords coming out here. So the Eight of Swords does talk about being trapped in a prison of your own making. So this energy is where we see someone in amongst all the swords. They're tied up, but their bondage is loose, and they do have a mask on, but they could remove that if they wanted to, which implies that you have yourself imprisoned in this. Very much in line with this energy I'm feeling this morning, that there's something that you've captured yourself within, or you're caught within, but you don't actually know what it is. And I think that's why the blindfold's on, not because you're refusing to see, but because you don't really see. You can't see it at the moment. It's about to be released for you. Behind that, we do have the Three of Cups. Now, the Three of Cups talks of the energy of happy times, friends, celebrations, can be about reunions, can also be about third-party relationships, but we'll see what's behind that. Ten of Cups is behind that. So we're talking about happiness, joy. This is celebration, for sure. This is some sort of celebration because I think you've learned something about yourself. Page of Pentacles. Yep. There's some sort of karmic event here. Six of Pentacles behind that. There's some sort of karmic turn of events where you get an opportunity to see something in yourself or within yourself that you have either not known before, you've not recognized before, or you may have seen it as being, quite a normal thing, and you have never realized why you've done it that way or how you've manifested that. So let's keep going. Nine of Pentacles coming up first. So this is beautiful. You're feeling very independent, very self-sufficient. You look like you've done the work that's been required of you, and you're ready to take on the world as a different person. This is you really seeing yourself as you are, seeing your true self. Okay, so there is a pathway that needs to be taken here. Something new, something different. Alas, poor Yorick. Very Shakespeare. You've got an opportunity to walk in a different direction. The universe is opening a new path for you, and they're asking you to put something down here with this Ten of Wands. So it's like you're being given an opportunity to move in a different direction here and let go of something here from your past that is no longer needed. The Chariot's in, yet the universe is moving you forward now. Either the timing hasn't been right for you, or you haven't been doing what you needed to do to get yourself to go forward. And in saying that, it could have been that you've been doing what you needed to do, but maybe you haven't been able to recognize some sort of patterns, some sort of cycling you've been doing. And I see that with this one because you have this circle, this ring in the background here. So it's like you're understanding, and this sort of gives rise to the whole feeling of death here, transformation. And the fiery card, which of course has come out now in the three readings, very fiery energy. Two of Pentacles coming out here. So there's a need to balance things out to understand how to move forward. It could be understanding your head over heart decisions or your heart over head decisions. Maybe you've always acted from your heart and now you need to be more logical about making decisions. I heard someone say the other day something about use your heart to make decisions, but sometimes our heart isn't the best way of making decisions. So if somebody's being cruel to us but we love them, using your heart to make decisions isn't always the right way. Sometimes you have to be more logical, more paced, more determined through your mind space or your head space to be able to make a better decision. So all decisions need to be made balanced, because you need to be able to feel in your heart what you want or need to do, but handle that in a more logical way at times. So neither of them is right or wrong. King of Cups. This is to do with a Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio. Ace of Swords, truth that needs to be said or spoken. A new start that's based in truth. Something here is going to come to the surface through a truth that's given to you from someone else. Very much in the bonus read too. Beautiful. Something to do with love. This is very much about a romantic love here. Some sort of karmic situation. Queen of Swords, which requires you to see your truth here to stop you from cycling in something. King of Pentacles. So you could be dealing with an earth sign, you could be dealing with a water sign, but I feel like this earth sign here is the energy at the end of this. So it's like you're going through a transformation and you're very, very focused, very centered, very grounded at the end, very understanding of what this lesson is you've had to go through. Okay, let me just go through it again because I want to put some more clarifiers on it. I feel like you've got something that you do a certain way, some sort of cycle you're doing here, some sort of going around in circles. Maybe you haven't realized it before, but you're about to see it. And there's some sort of celebration because you're coming to the understanding of why this is occurring. So it's actually like you're opening up yourself. You're cracking yourself open here and seeing yourself for what you truly are. It's some sort of karmic event here that helps you to see something to do with your give and take in relationships, something to do with how you manage relationships here. Now, this may not be just romantic relationships for some of you, but it's how other people see you in the relationship and how other people treat you within a relationship. So you've been cycling here. So again, it can go back to work situations, love situations, situations with your family, but you're doing something the same way all the time without actually realizing you're doing it that way. So it's like the universe is saying you need to understand how you're forming this pattern for yourself so you can release yourself from this energy. And the opportunity is now coming from the universe. So there's some sort of karmic event to take place here. And I look at Cinderella and that just makes me feel all gooey inside, because it just sort of feels like that, like you're running away from something that's you come to some sort of great realization where you're running away from something, but of course everything comes out beautiful in the end. There's a soulmate, I don't know why they're calling it an eruption, but there's some sort of situation here that a soulmate is bringing to you, quite possibly a water sign, and they are destined to bring this situation to you to give you a brand new start here with this Ace of Swords. But it's a different world that you are moving into. It's one that's built in truth and clarity, something that is given to you here. So you get this Ace of Swords given to you in this Nine of Pentacles sort of energy that brings you out as a Queen of Swords. But what it does for you is it opens your world up for you to see how you do things and how you can do things differently to, I don't want to say improve your life, but to give you an understanding of how to live your life fully. It's like you've been living a half life like Cinderella. You've, only been living what you knew and what you've been accustomed to, and you may have had people beating you down all the time and perhaps giving you a really tough time, and you've gone through your life thinking that was it, that's how life was. But what's happening here is you're being given an opportunity to come out as Cinderella did in the end, where, you know, maybe you get your prince, but you certainly become the person that you were meant to be to start with. Very, very significant seeing this sort of Cinderella card here. Beautiful, beautiful reading, very much in line with the other readings this morning. Something is happening in the universe to break you open, to move you forward into a new time. But this is a time of you living in your own truth, living in the person you were meant to be rather than living in a facade. And, you know, there'll be people out there who go, oh, yeah, I am honest already and I am truthful already. Well, be ready, because it looks as though you're getting a little bit of a lesson around that, because I think that a lot of the time we do speak the truth, and we are honest, and we do speak from where we're supposed to speak from. I could never remember being any different. But there's still a lot of stuff hidden within us that we are not aware of, that creates from childhood, that creates habits and ways of doing things that may not serve us as an adult, and they are subconscious. We don't know we even do them, but we do them that way. And you hear people saying it all the time. I hear people talking the language of their parents because they know no different. Beautiful example was my son coming to me and saying to me, Mum, I can't believe you lied to me. All my life you've lied to me. And I said, what do you mean? I don't understand what you mean. I certainly haven't lied to you. Yeah, you have. Oh, why? What do you mean? Well, you told me we couldn't go swimming after we'd eaten because we'd drown, because we'd get cramps. And I was like, yeah. He said, Mum, that's an old wives' tale. That's an old wives' tale. Do you know, my poor children, I would never let them swim after they'd eaten because I was always worried that they would get cramps and drown. Like, really? And I believed that. I believed it wholeheartedly because I'd been told that. So until something is disproven, you believe it. Until we see it with our own eyes. And if it's deep within you and you do not know you've been taught this particular thing, how are you to understand how you use that in your day-to-day life? Oh, yes, look at this. Okay, beautiful. So this is, look, I have the Wheel of Fortune coming out, the Three of Cups and the Page of Wands. So what I want to say to you is there's something being offered here. It does come, the universe is saying now it's time to move this forward. There's celebration here. Something beautiful with this Page of Cups and Six of Wands. There's a victory here. You're being offered an opportunity to improve yourself even more than you already are. You're already perfect. This is just giving you a greater level of perfection. Have a wonderful day, everyone.